Great. So how we're going to start today is we're going to lie on our backs, but you're going to use your two pillows and put one pillow under each leg. So kind of like in a V, you put your legs on the pillows, you lie back, and then you almost lift your hips and sort of shuffle the pillows up, like as if you've got trousers and you're pulling them up. And then just relax. Relax your legs, relax your body. I invite you to take a triangle shape with your hands. So your thumbs together and your fingers touching, and then place it on just under your belly button. So lying down flat on the back. Nice. And the first thing that we need to do is just arrive into this practice. Notice how you're breathing. And start to deepen the breath, slowing everything down and submerging into your softness. So letting the day, the week just disappear and letting your breath, your rhythm bring you into the present moment, into a state of awareness, into this sacred space that you have just created for you. Thanking yourself for showing up for yourself. So we'll start with a 3-part breath. And you're going to use all of your lungs for this. So as you inhale, let's all inhale into the belly and let the belly rise. Feel the belly rise, and then pause a little bit. And then inhale into the middle parts of your lungs and let your chest and your ribs expand. Pause. And then breathe all the way to the tops of the collarbones, all the way, fill up the lungs, and then pause. So you're going to exhale slowly with control, bringing your mind's attention to those 3 parts of the lungs, sucking the belly all the way back into the floor, getting rid of every last drop of air, and then inhaling into the belly. Pause. Into the ribs. Pause. Into the collarbones. Pause. And then exhaling all the way out. Feeling the ribs contract, let the belly sink into the floor. Good. Inhale into the belly. Pause. Inhale into the ribs. Pause. Inhale into the collarbones. Pause. Hold the breath while the prana, while the life force is most potent here. And then exhale with control, slowly feeling the breath sucking out of the body, drawing into the earth that's holding you. And try to pause before you inhale into the belly. Pause. Into the ribs. Pause. All the way into the collarbones. Pause. And then exhale slowly all the way out. So continue this breathing in your own time. Everybody's rhythm will be different. And just slowing everything down. So try to listen to yourself at the very end of your breath and at the very top of your breath, like as if you're listening to your best friend and they have something really precious to say. So find that moment and pause at the very top of the breath and the very bottom of the breath. So closing the eyes, try to keep your eyes closed for as much as the practice as you can. Turning your gaze inwards. And today's theme is carrying too much. So continue with this breath and I'll read you a poem. It's called All Fall Down by Mark Nepo. It was a snowy night and Robert was recalling the time 2 springs ago when he was determined to paint the family room. Up early, he was out the door to the hardware store, gathering the gallons of red, the wooden mixing sticks, the drop cloths, and the one-time brushes that always harden no matter what you soak them in. He mixed the paint outside and waddled to the door with a gallon in each hand, the drop cloth under his arm and a wide brush in his mouth. He began to chuckle in telling what happened. I tithered there for minutes, trying to open the door, not wanting to put anything down. I was so stubborn. I had the door almost open when I lost my grip, stumbled backwards, and wound up on the ground, red gallons all over me. At this point, he laughed at himself, as he has done many times, and we watched the snow fall in silence. I thought of his little story the whole way home. Amazingly, we all do this, whether with groceries or paint, or with the stories that we feel determined to share. We do this with our love, with our sense of truth, even with our pain. It's such a simple thing, but in a moment of ego, we refuse to put down what we carry in order to open the door. Time and time again, we are offered the chance to truly learn this. We cannot hold on to things and enter. We must put down what we carry, open the door, and then take up only what we need to bring inside. It is a basic human sequence: gather, prepare, put down, and then enter. But failing as we do, we always have that second chance to learn how to fall, to get up and laugh. So making your breaths nice and deep, nice and slow, you're going to take the slow path to a box-shaped position. So we'll do a little bit of mindful movement to start before we go deeper into postures. And first, we're just going to wake up the wrists. So taking your palms down, your fingers forward, just start to move backwards and forwards, noticing how it feels on your wrists. So you might want to take circles. You might want to take a micro movement forwards, just to see how it feels on your wrists. Then you're going to turn them out to the side, your hands palms down, and start to rock side to side. Just taking your hands round like a clock, you're now going to take your palms down, fingers back towards you, and start to rock forwards, maybe a tiny bit backwards, maybe a little bit more, just exploring the space in the wrists. And then to complete the turn, you'll take your fingers so that they're facing one another, You can rock side to side, palms down. Just mindful movement. So notice if you're moving quite fast, which you probably are, and then slow it right down. Connect with your breath. Bring your awareness to your breath. We'll do that again, but with the palms facing up this time. So fingers forward, palms up. So just moving backwards and forwards, maybe a tiny micro movement. Bringing the fingers to face outwards, maybe rocking side to side or around. Slowing that movement down, slowing your breath. Taking the fingers back towards you. Tiny movements. And to complete the circle, fingers towards one another. Good. So from here, you're going to take your right leg back so that you're on your ball of your foot and just gently push the weight of your body back. So you're pushing your heel down towards the floor and hopefully you can feel the back of your legs saying hello. And then start to rock a little bit forwards and back. Use your breath. So inhale to come forwards. Exhale to push back. Inhale to come forwards. Exhale to push back. Now tucking that left toe, just notice how the shift in your body changes if you try to lift your left knee off the floor about 1 centimeter. Just feel your core kick in and say hello. And then drop that knee and change sides. So taking the left leg out behind you, tucking the toes. Push the heel back towards the floor. Lengthening through the back of the leg. And then use your breath. Inhale to rock forwards. Exhale to push back. Inhale to rock forwards. Exhale to rock back. Connecting with your breath, your rhythm. And then you're going to tuck your right toe, lift the right knee just a little bit off the floor, let the body say hi, and then drop the knees again. So we're coming into puppy pose, will be the first long pose we hold. So you want your knees at least hip width. You can have the mat width if you like. You'll take your hands forwards and then drop your chest down towards the ground. So if you're very flexible, you can lift your chin or you can put your forehead down. So you want a nice big opening here in the armpits, which is something that we very rarely do, especially if we sit a lot. Good, so Yin Yoga does not ask for perfect alignment. It asks for you to listen to your body. It asks for you to slow down, to respect how you feel. It invites you to sit with stillness. And that's the invitation. Maybe your body says, yes, I will be still. And maybe it says, no, not today, I want to fidget. Either is fine, but find your edge and breathe there. This is a very meditative practice. So we hold each pose for a long time. We target the connective tissue in the body, not the muscles. And in order to actually connect with that connective tissue, we need to hold the pose for 2 to 5 minutes. This is like the elastic, like I see it like the cling film that holds your muscles to your bones. And a nice, healthy, flexible, elastic connective tissue keeps all your muscles and your bones supported and therefore stops you getting injured so easily. So don't forget to breathe here, breathe into your back. Let your ribs expand. Noticing how it feels to slow everything down. When your body feels ready, and only when your body says so, let's take the slow path to a seated position. So we're going to come into a square pose. There's no rush, where you stack your right leg on top of your left. So if you can, you want to flex the feet, stack them, and place them on top of one another. If that doesn't feel right, or you can just do it anyway because it feels nice, you can actually put one of your pillows in there. And then we're going to soften into this posture for 3 minutes. So you might want to take your other pillow, fold it in front of you, and start to journey forwards whenever you feel right, and find something that's comfortable. So you can use your hands as a pillow. You can lie down flat on your pillow, or if it doesn't feel right, you can even lean back if you don't want to lean forwards. You want to feel something in your hips here. So there's 3 stages to yin yoga. First, you test the pose. The second is you fidget around until you find the exact right shape for you. And then the third is to settle in. So going through your 3 phases, some poses you might find that you need to fidget quite a lot until you feel like you've reached your edge and that you're comfortable. And some poses you might dive straight in. Good, so starting to slow the mind, slow the breath. Busy mind, busy breath. So we're going to slow the breath and slow the mind. So thinking back to that poem about carrying those heavy gallons of red paint, standing at the door, trying to carry everything, and then trying to open the door and everything falling into a heap, including yourself. Just breathing steadily and just meditating on something in your own life while you might be trying to do that. Maybe at work or at home or in a relationship, or the doorway to greater peace. Look into yourself to see if you are carrying too much to be able to open the door. And as you breathe, as you exhale, just put the things that you are carrying down. Don't carry too much. And as you put things down, you'll find that you can open doors much easier. You can just open a door in your life with great ease. So breathing into your hips. Every time the mind wanders, which it will, just bring your attention back to your breath. When you're ready, very slowly, you're coming out of that pose. Keep the legs where they are. You're going to take your right hand like a fist and take your left hand and cup the fist so that you can use your own elbow to go to that fleshy point by the knee. So the kind of flesh that sticks out by your knee on the inside, and use your elbow to kind of push in there. This is your own self-massage. So then take the elbow and take little micro movements down the thigh, using your own body weight to push into your thigh with your elbow. All the way down the thigh, into the fleshy parts of the thigh. Just noticing if there are any bits where you go, oh, that feels nice, or, oh, yuck. Stay with the bits that feel good. And then work your way all the way back out towards the knee again. And when you get to the knee, if you want, you can turn and look up towards the ceiling to your left. Just open the chest here as you lean your weight into that fleshy part of your thigh. Breathe. Good. We're going to come out of that posture. Take your hands behind you. Slowly take your feet flat on the floor. Slowly does it. And then window wiper your knees from one side to the other. Nice. So we'll do that on the other side. So taking the legs back to a square pose, this time with your left foot on top. Use your pillow to make that connection softer. And maybe your other pillow to use in front of you so that as you journey forwards, you've got something to catch you, to hold you. So go through the 3 stages in your own time. You'll need to test the pose, fidget in the pose, and then find your stillness and settle into the pose. So once you've settled, closing the eyes, turning the gaze inwards. Breathe into the back. Notice the back actually expand as you breathe in. And feel your ribs contract as you breathe out. So bringing your attention again to something in your life where you may be carrying too much. I often think of it like filling up your plate with too many delicious foods, and then you kind of ruin them all when there's too much on your plate. What can you take off of your plate? What can you put down at the door to allow yourself to open another door? Breathing slowly. Giving ourselves space in this practice to lay down what you can, to lighten the load, to let go of what isn't ours to carry. Breathing here. In this constantly shifting world, there is so much to throw us off balance. Life is throwing at you more than you can carry. So using spaces like this, which are highly sensitive and protective, you can scan your energy body for the weight that you don't need to carry, and you can energetically release, using this space to devote to yourself. So when you're ready, only when your body is ready, you'll start to come out of the pose with the torso, but keeping the legs where they are. And the same as with the other side, you'll take your left hand like a fist, take your right hand around it, and then use the weight of your body and your elbow to push into that fleshy bit just by the knee joint. Just use your own weight and just notice, move slowly. So don't just shove all of your weight down. Just nice and slow, light touch, and then more and more weight, working the way down the thigh. In your own time, use your breath. Notice how it feels. Very simple self-massage. And only when you're ready, you start to take the elbow all the way back down the thigh towards the knee again. But there's no rush. We're not rushing towards anything. Just noticing how it feels, trying not to judge the feeling or criticize it. Just notice. And only when you're ready and you've got back to the top, but there really is no rush. If you want, you can look up to your right Use the weight of the torso to push into the knee, to the thigh. And take a little twist here. Breathe. Fill up the heart space. Thanking yourself for showing up for yourself today. Just 1 hour to slow everything down. Good, coming out of that posture nice and slow because that's quite intense on your hips and on your knees. Lean back on your hands, slowly take your feet flat on the floor and just window wipering. Okay, we'll make our way to pigeon now. So we'll come to pigeon on our right leg. You'll need both of your pillows. So pigeon is just when you take your right leg out in front of you and you send the left leg back. So the more perpendicular your leg is, the more intense it is. Then you're going to get one of your pillows and place it underneath your right hip. You might need to fidget around a bit until you've really got it in there. That should feel nice and supported. And then your other pillow will go in front of you. And when you're ready, you'll start to make your journey forwards into a sleeping pigeon. So going through the 3 phases of your pose again. Test the pose, fidget around in the pose, and then settle. And we'll spend 3 minutes here. So test the pose, fidget in the pose, and then settling in the pose. So we hold a lot of emotion in our hips, and this is another big hip opener intended to release, to help you let go, to help you put down what you don't need to carry. So breathing into your back here, let your ribs expand. Let the simple breath, the simple inhale, the simple exhale, bring you back into the present moment. And just accepting this moment as it is. So noticing how you feel. And then trying not to judge it. Trying to just accept how you feel. Hold yourself with kindness. Whatever it is that you may feel, don't try to fix it or fade it. Just accept. So this kind of work helps to release physical and mental blockages in the body, which can get kind of stuck. So holding the pose for this long period of time helps you let go, unblock. And in life, we're so always doing something. We're so constantly moving or achieving something. But here we are just being present with our breath. No need to plan. No need to achieve anything. Just be. So slowly coming up from your sleeping pigeon, nice and slow. You're going to make your way into Janushirasana. So you'll take the pillow out from your right hip. You'll lean down onto your right side. You can move nice and slowly and then swing that left leg all the way around to the front. See if you can do it slowly. And your right foot, just place it up against the left leg. So we don't ask for perfect alignment here, just whatever feels right. Grab both pillows. I like to put them on top of my leg, but you might find something else works for you. You can kind of double them up if you like. And then you're going to start to fold. Fold until you reach your edge, but make sure you relax in the body. Don't try to have your foot or your leg in a certain way. Try out a few different positions and see what works for you. So go through the 3 phases. Test the pose, fidget in the pose, and then settle in the pose. So turning the gaze inwards, and lengthening through the back of the leg here, connecting to your breath. Slowing everything down. Notice how it feels to be still. It can actually be really quite difficult to be still. I think it's so courageous to show up to practices like this. It shows that you can face yourself in these still moments. Breathing into this present moment, accepting it as it is. And use your breath, use your exhale to energetically put down what you don't need to carry. So we're working with our bodies, not against our bodies. And just say that to yourself. I am working with my body, not against my body. I just find that such a profound way to spend an hour. So different from other styles of exercise. And can you notice any micro shifts in your body if you truly work with your body? Do you find that you can surrender a little bit more? Or do you find that you've pushed yourself too far and you need to come out of the pose a little bit? Only you will know. But showing integrity to your body, to the pose. And when you're ready, you're slowly, slowly going to come out of that pose. Nice and slowly. And you're going to take your right leg, which is outstretched, bend it so that your feet are touching. You can have your feet close to your body or quite far away in like a diamond shape, whatever you like. We are going to lean back in a minute, but before we do, if you've got any massage oil, then grab it. You don't need it if you haven't got it. If you do, grab it, put a bit on your hands. It's a very luxurious thing to do. Rub it in so it gets nice and warm. And then push into your own feet. Use your thumbs. You don't need to know how to massage. I have no idea, but I can feel in my feet what feels nice. So use your hands, use your own healing hands to touch your own feet. And then notice what kind of speed are you going? And then slow it down. Even if you were going slow anyway, slow it down a little bit more. Simple exercise, completely free. And it can actually feel really, really nice. Self-care, self-love. Thank you, feet, for carrying us around all of our lives. So you can do this for the next 3 minutes if you like, or you can take your both pillows behind you. Keep your feet where they are in Baddha Konasana, and then tuck the pillows right up to your hips. Pull them right in. And then if you want, you can lean back nice and slowly. And your head will go backwards, hopefully. And you'll open your throat chakra here. So the neck will be nice and open. Now you can do what you like with your hands. It can be nice to have the back of your hands down on the floor. Or you can have your hands on your belly or on your heart. And then go through the 3 phases. So testing the pose, fidgeting in the pose, and then finding your stillness. You're just noticing which ones come easier to you. Without judgment, just notice. If this feels uncomfortable, you can always put your feet flat on the floor with your knees bent and let your knees knock into one another. So if the pose doesn't work for you, you can change it. Giving yourself permission to listen to the body. Breathing into the heart space here, which is nice and open. Breathing in the color green. Choose a type of green. There's so many different shades. Choose that color and actually imagine breathing in that green, nourishing energy into your heart space. Healing green energy. And let your exhale take away what no longer serves you. So use your breath to heal yourself. Breathing in green. And using the exhale to put down at the door what you don't need to carry. So tapping into this lovely yin feminine energy, the soft side of you, the nurturing side, the gentle side, and give yourself permission to soften, to surrender. This is about the receiving and the being in the present moment. So taking the slow path back up, nice and slowly, you're going to make your way into Janu Shavasana on the other side. So we're taking the right leg out this time, the left foot to the inside of the right thigh, and then taking the pillows that were behind you in front of you. Make sure that you flop and relax through your lower body and then start your journey forwards. But make it a journey, like go slow. Go slow. So remembering the 3 phases, testing the pose, fidgeting in the pose, and then settling. So scanning the body here and notice where you're holding tension. And then give yourself permission to soften and surrender. So feeling your body moving and opening and creating more space as the time goes on in the poses. Making space. and to create that sense of space in your life. Just going back to think, what can I put down outside the door before I try and enter it? What can I put down? Breathe. Relaxing your face, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your eyes. And breathe. Just keep bringing your attention back to your breath and letting your breath draw you into the simple perfection of the present moment. And no matter what is going on for you in this present moment, see if you can accept this present moment as completely perfect. So inviting your body to slowly come out of that pose. Nice and slowly. You're going to finish with pigeon on the other side. So you'll take the right leg and swing it behind you. See if you can do it really slowly. Swinging that right leg behind you, coming into your pigeon. You'll need your pillows, one under your left hip and one in front of you. Relax the body and then start the journey down. Notice the journey. So again, going through the 3 phases. Testing the pose, fidgeting in the pose, and then finding stillness in the pose. Breathing into the body. Let the breath bring you to the present moment. Bring you right smack bang here into the present moment. Yoga just means union, to yoke, to bring together. And the union is between the body and the mind. And it is the breath that is the bridge. So every time you get distracted, which you will, just breathe. Come back to yourself. Submerge into your softness, into the yin, into the feminine. And thanking yourself for showing up for yourself today. Thank you so much. We very rarely do things for ourselves, but it is such a gift. It's so important. So thanking yourself. Thank you for showing up. And that's what yoga really is, about showing up. Regardless of your mood, regardless of whether you feel agitated or busy, but just showing up, doing the practice, doing the work. So slowly, slowly, you're going to make your way out of your pigeon, nice and slowly. And you're going to take the slow path, the U path, to your final relaxation. So try and move very slowly to hold that meditative energy that you've built. If you want socks or a blanket, just grab them now, but try and move slowly and make your way to a comfortable Shavasana. Now, it's just an invitation, but what could be nice is to put one pillow under your knees and one pillow under your head and have the legs about mat width, the ankles rolled out and the palms facing upwards. But anything that's comfortable for you is good. So this is, of course, the most important pose in yoga. It's my favorite pose. Scanning the body. Are you holding tension anywhere? And then release. I'll read you a poem. There is no lacking in you. You are already whole and joyous. You are already one with the universe. You are the light as it skips across the surface of the pond. You are the bird that sails through the clouds. You are surfing on a surface of God's love. You are the deepest, wisest, fullest, most passionate expression of divinity. There is nowhere to go and nothing to do. Forget yourself and remember everything. Fling yourself from fear into joy. Sing, dance, and love. You are the expression of all these things. Find that which was never lost. So feeling your body being held by the earth of your home. Notice how it feels to be held. Notice how it feels to surrender. And then start to deepen your breath. And when you're ready, take the slow path to come up to a seated position. So when you're there, we're going to inhale the arms out and up. Nice and slowly. And then bring the hands through center line, stopping at the point in between your eyebrows, Ajna chakra, for clarity of thought. Bring your hands down to your throat, Vishuddhi chakra, for clarity of speech. And bring your hands down to your heart center for clarity of feeling. Bow your head to your hands and think of one thing that you're grateful for today. And then lifting the head, fluttering the eyes open. Thank you. Namaste.